And we have safely arrived for another broadcasting day here on the NCW Live channels. Wake up, Wenatchee Valley. Happy Wednesday, 13th day of November, 2019. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. And if you haven't peeked outside your window yet, what you see behind me is pretty much what we're going to have all day today and tomorrow. A little bit of sunshine on Friday, but it's going to be a typical November weather pattern for most of north central Washington. Temperatures are going to be pretty much where they should be, right around normal. We're not going to see a lot of sunshine, could get some light rain. In fact, we normally use, of course, the cross camera to begin our tour around the valley here in about a minute or so, but can't see anything from it. We thought there's no point in that. I mean, it's just this big gray blob. So we're going to be doing some different cameras, some of our lower cameras, so you can at least figure out where the heck we are. And where are we? We're in Studio 3 here in downtown Wenatchee. Got some good stuff for you today. The Wenatchee School District's all-district musical Matilda has opening night tomorrow night. And of course, last week I had a chance to talk to the director, Paul Atwood, and the two Matildas. There are two leads. They're going to alternate between shows. I'm talking about Celia Keys and Kate Berry. Each of them play the title role of Matilda. One gets the day off while the other one does the show, and then they reverse it. We'll have that conversation for you coming up in the back half of the hour. Plus, we'll give you the latest in sports. The Wenatchee Panther girls soccer season came to an end last night. They lost to Gonzaga Prep in Spokane 3-1. But the Eastmont Wildcats will try and punch their ticket to the quarterfinal round of the state 4A girls soccer tournament tonight, and they'll be at home. They'll be at Wildcat Stadium. They'll be taking on the Meade Panthers. That was cool. Did you see those birds come flying by? They'll be taking on the Meade Panthers tonight at Wildcat Stadium. The game will be played at 6 o'clock. We'll have it at 6:30 tonight, right after the evening news with Grant Olson. Plus, we have, of course, quite a bit of news to get to. Busy news day yesterday around the newsroom. We'll have your obscure holiday, a brand new Mike Magnotti opinion. We got some birthdays for you. We got Today in History and a whole bunch more. It's a couple minutes after the hour. Let's take you around the valley with our Valley View cameras. And as I've already mentioned, our cross camera really doesn't show much. So we're going to start out with the camera on top of the Cascadian in downtown Wenatchee, looking to the north. You can barely make out Sunny Slope, for that matter. Lots of low clouds, lots of fog. It's going to be the case today. It's going to be the case again tomorrow. A little bit of light precipitation, perhaps on Friday. Could even see some snow in the upper elevations. And I'm talking to the north of us in the Methow Valley. Again, forecast details are coming up. Good morning to downtown Wenatchee. Looks like the morning commute is going just fine from the roof of the Cascadian. Camera 2, I don't know, but Megan does. She says Arundel Rock looks pretty good to me, and of course, it does. What's dominating your view there, of course, is Turtle Rock, and they call it Turtle Rock because it's a giant rock. Way down there is Rocky Reach Dam. You can see how the low clouds and fog just hovering over Lake Antioch. Can't make out the Wenatchee Valley at all today. And again, this fog and these clouds are not going to be burning off today. We had a couple of nice sun breaks yesterday, topped off at 47, which was just about normal. And the overnight low was 32, just about normal. It was about as normal a day Tuesday as you could possibly imagine, and we're going to do it again today. Camera number 3, where are we off to, Megan? Wow, I don't know what that is, but it's cool. What are we looking at, Megan? That's Nanapoc Ridge. That's up in the Lake Wenatchee area. I probably should have recognized that. Look at the sun coming up. That's pointing almost directly to the east. Somewhere down there is the greater Lake Wenatchee area. Fish Lake, Lake Wenatchee proper, Gulls Corner, Winton, downtown Winton. That's a cool view. Look at that, but the clouds are just hanging low. That camera is obviously up above the cloud level. Gorgeous shot there. Camera number 4. And we're going to go see, that's got to be Billy Goat. Is that correct? Look at that. I could just look at that all day. Just take a picture of that. We'll make it happen. Of course, all of these photos that you see, this live video, these are all live shots, of course, courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless setup, which means you don't need fiber to your house to get screaming fast internet. Just give Localtel a call. If you can see any of our towers, and we have about 80 of them all over north central Washington, and now out in the Columbia Basin, out there in the Moses Lake and Ephrata area. In Quincy, we got towers out there as well. Again, if you don't have fiber, but you want fiber internet, and everybody does, give Localtel a call. What an incredible view there. Just stunning. Somewhere down there is Pateros, Brewster, and Bridgeport. I'm sure of that. They haven't gone anywhere. You just can't see it. So there you go. Even though we have the low clouds and the fog, some of these shots are just stunningly beautiful on this Wednesday. All right, from the National Weather Service, courtesy of our friends at Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. They'll give you home a hug. Not a lot to talk about. Things are going to be dry today, but lots of clouds, We'll top off at about 44. No sun breaks at all today. The fog will be hanging around for most of the day. It'll be burning off, noonish or so. That's about it. The fog comes right back tonight. Lots of clouds, 34 for the overnight low. Tomorrow, almost exactly the same as today. No changes at all. Patchy fog, burns off about noon. Clouds all day, high of 47. No rain in the forecast today. No rain in the forecast tomorrow. Slight chance of some light rain on Thursday night. No accumulation expected, 36 for the overnight low. Sun will be making a couple of appearances on Friday. Again, some low clouds and fog. It burns off, and we'll have some sun breaks on Friday afternoon. Not bad at all. We'll top off at 52. Clouds are back on Friday night, 36 for the overnight low. Saturday, about a 20% chance of rain. Lots of clouds, high at 51. On Saturday night, again, a chance of rain, about a 30% chance of rain. Cloudy, 38 for the overnight low. No gully washers here, just some light rain off and on. Best chance of measurable rain is going to be on Sunday. Chance of rain goes up to about 40% with lots of clouds on Sunday. High of about 55 degrees. We go back to work on Monday with patchy fog, lots of clouds, high of 54. It's a very typical November weather pattern, but the only thing that makes it any kind of different from what we normally see is the mild temperatures coming up on the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, and even Friday for that matter, those temperatures in the lower 50s and mid-50s is above normal, but as I mentioned already, yesterday's high 47, normal 46. The low was 32 on Tuesday, normal 33. It was about as normal as it could be. Sunrise this morning was at 7:02. Sunset tonight 4:27. I should say sunset this afternoon. That means we'll have 9 hours and 25 minutes of daylight. We've lost about 10 minutes of daylight in the last week or so. So there you go. There's your forecast. Kind of a hum kind of a deal. Little bit of sunshine on Friday. Little bit of sunshine next week, but for the most part, sun's going to be tucked behind the clouds for the balance of the work week and into the weekend. It's 7 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your Wednesday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're broadcasting live this morning from Studio 10 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel.
My name's Tashina, and I live in Chelan. I've been a CVCH patient for several years. The thing that I love about CVCH the most is like everybody knows everybody. That's just a really kind of special thing, is kind of takes that phobia of being in the clinic away. I would just tell all the CVCH staff that they're doing great, and thank you for making us feel comfortable, and you guys are always there for us, and the whole staff checks in on us, and we really appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Jim Heinlein, independent agent and owner at Springwater Insurance Group, formerly known as Senior Insurance Services. And we recently decided to make that name change because we're offering so many different other types of insurances in addition to Medicare education and enrollment like we've been doing for 15 years. So if you have questions about Medicare or any other forms of insurances, give us a call at Springwater Insurance Group, 888-2600, or visit us at any of our 5 locations.
We have fog, we have low clouds. We are right at the freezing mark, 32 degrees outside of our studios. Clouds and fog all day today and tomorrow. Highs will be in the mid-40s. No rain in the forecast, just overcast and cloudy. Here's what's making headlines. NCW Life News has learned a Wenatchee Valley attorney already facing DUI and domestic violence charges in Douglas County is also charged with a federal crime. Our very own Jefferson Robbins filed this report.
Paul Kuby, a partner in the East Wenatchee law firm of Lacey, Kane & Kuby, was arrested September 5th in Yosemite National Park after witnesses allegedly saw him punch his wife in the face while the two were staying in a park campsite. Park rangers who investigated said Kuby was visibly drunk and his wife had a bruise under her eye. Domestic assault in a national park is a federal offense. Rangers cited Kuby on charges of assault, intoxication, and disorderly conduct, which could carry up to a 5-year prison sentence. He's expected to plead not guilty later this month before a federal judge. He was ordered to wear an ankle monitor when he returned home to East Wenatchee. Kuby was already facing multiple legal problems at home. In late September, Douglas County prosecutors charged him with second-degree assault for a July incident in which he allegedly broke his wife's nose. And in early October, a Douglas County judge sent him to jail for drinking alcohol multiple times, despite a 2014 court agreement that kept a DUI off his record. He's due to be released from the Chelan County Jail November 24th. Any conviction on either the local or federal assault case could lead to a suspension of QB's law license and possible disbarment. Steve Lacey, a senior partner at QB's law firm, said Tuesday that QB has continued to practice law on work release and would remain a partner as long as he's not convicted of a crime. Jefferson Robbins, NCW Life.
Thank you, Jefferson, for that report. An East Wenatchee man allegedly acted as a bookmaker on pro football and basketball games. He was arrested last week. Agents with the State Gambling Commission said Sayasit Matrisit took bets of up to $200 each on 4 games between the fall of 2016 and the summer of 2017, paying off the winnings and then accepting fees for the service. He was released on his own recognizance after appearing in Douglas County Superior Court on Friday. No charges have yet been filed. The City of Wenatchee's Executive Services Director and longtime city employee Allison Williams is one of 3 finalists to be the next Moses Lake City Manager. Williams, who has been with the city for quite some time and at her post since 2005, will join 2 other finalists at a community reception Monday in Moses Lake. The other finalists are Howard Stewart, who is the city manager of Warrensburg, Missouri, and Adam Hammett, who is the former city manager of Whitefish, Montana. Moses Lake City Manager John Williams resigned last June after claims of harassment were filed by 6 current and former female employees. Allison Williams was also one of the finalists for the Port of Chelan Executive Director last year. Well, the moose that's been hanging around the Horan Natural Area in North Wenatchee since July, well, it's prompted a warning from the state. Now, though the yearling cow moose may appear docile, it should be treated with caution and respect, the Department of Fish and Wildlife said. The Chelan PUD is going to be closing a section of the trail in the area earlier than usual this year, both to protect nesting bald eagles and to reduce encounters with the moose. Wildlife officials believe the moose wandered into the area after leaving its mother, which typically happens when they are about a year old. Moose, of course, they're wild animals, and close encounters should be avoided. If you're charged by a moose, get behind a tree or a large rock. Signs a moose is about to charge is if the hair on its neck is raised, its ears are pulled back, and it's snorting and licking its snout. Here are some tips if you encounter a moose. Keep dogs on leashes and under control. Moose can see dogs as predators. Females will defend calves aggressively, so give them a wide berth. Be aware of surroundings and avoid surprising a moose. If a moose reacts to your presence, you're too close. Take photos and watch moose only from a distance, at least 50 yards away. Always yield the trail to a moose. Do not approach them, and if a moose approaches you, back away immediately. Good common sense there. Do you have a great idea for the 2020 Chelan County Fair theme? They need a theme. And if it's a good one, you can win a family pass, as well as a couple of carnival wristbands for next year's fair. Tomorrow is the final day to submit your ideas, which you can do on the Chelan County Fair Facebook page. The 2019 theme was From Pioneer Days to Modern Ways. A couple of years ago, it was Bales, Pails, and Wagging Tails among the ideas submitted so far for next year's fair. Country Pride, Countrywide, Yippee-Ki-Yo, Here We Go, and Barn in the USA. Also perhaps a long shot contender, Cows and Chicks and Country Hicks. By the way, the winner will be announced on Friday. From learning constitutional law to learning how to march in formation, cadets enrolled in the criminal justice program at the Wenatchee Valley Technical Center get the full experience in the military-style training course. In today's feature story, our very own Caitlin Heddersheet tells us more about the program as part of this week's NCW Life magazine.
This center is run in 2 shifts, the morning session and the afternoon session. Mr. Loetta told me to stop by this afternoon session on Friday for 2 reasons. Number 1, the afternoon class is much more awake, he said. And number 2, Fridays are inspection days. To be honest, I wasn't sure what an inspection day meant, but I figured it'd be good.
When they come in, they know already a basic routine. They know they have to be at their desk with their Chromebooks ready to go when the second bell rings. If not, there's consequences because we run the program like an academy. So my students I call cadets, like we do in the police academy. Today is Friday. Today is the end of the unit that we've been studying all week, constitutional law. Okay, we have to begin with the basic knowledge of what the Constitution is and how it controls the laws that govern us. Hello, Bell.
And there's the class bell. When students, or cadets as he calls them, arrive, Mr. Loetta has them complete an entry task to get the class thinking.
It might be a question that's in our society today, like, what are your stance on gun control? And with a diverse class that I have, it is sometimes split right down the middle. Should we have gun control or not? And their answers vary.
I've got to sit in on a lot of those, and I will tell you, sometimes I'm like, that's kind of a big issue to tackle. However, the way that Mr. Loetta actually manages and runs those discussions, I walk away just thinking, wow, these kids can have big conversations.
I do not give my opinion on the matter because I don't want my opinion to influence them. I want them to do their research and come up with their own opinions on the entry test. We'll do the roll call, and then we'll do Pledge of Allegiance, okay? And so after that, we go into our lecture. But today, there's no lecture because today's Friday. Today's inspection day, and it's testing day.
On inspection and testing days, Mr. Loetta is giving his cadets the opportunity to show him what they've learned. Today, the class worked in teams for a review before the test, getting a little competition into the classroom. Remember, Mr. Loetta says he keeps the class moving, so the winning group for each round would relax as the rest of the students ran laps in the parking lot. He incorporates this idea into consequences when cadets fail to meet expectations, but it's not a punishment.
Oh, I call it corrective action. Straight out of police academy, straight out of the military basic training. If you don't do something right, you're going to do push-ups or squats or whatever else I can think of as a corrective action. If it's a lap, because the weather's so nice, they'll go for a lap. They know already what's going to happen, so they know as soon as they don't meet expectations, they're running. Some of them will even start stretching before I even say go.
Following the testing portion of today's class, the cadets need to get ready for inspection beyond just their notebooks. From how they've hung their uniforms in storage to putting them on along with a utility belt, these students really do get the full experience.
We have two uniforms. One is a work uniform that just entails the physical fitness shirt and their cargo pants, but today it's their duty uniform. Light blue, it looks like a police uniform. And their utility belt, which has some pretty realistic looking equipment on. It's got the taser, it's got pepper spray, real handcuffs, it's got a training pistol, which I emphasize are to be treated as real tools. So when we do our inspection, they get into a formation. So they've learned basic formations. They know how to space themselves. They know where to be, and we've assigned squad leaders for the week. So my squad leaders assist their squad in making sure they're dressed right and that they know the testing material for the day.
Good stuff from Caitlin, who produces quite well, I might add, the NCW Life magazine with new episodes almost every week. And that's what's making headlines at 19 minutes after the hour on this Wednesday. Don't forget the news tonight with Grant Olson will come your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. So wrap up your day and keep informed with the evening news. Grant Olson in the anchor chair. He also handles the weather forecasting, and Eric Granstrom with sports. And we'll do it for you tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. And a friendly reminder, right after the 6 o'clock news, we'll have the Eastmont Meade 4A State Girls Soccer first-round match from Wildcat Stadium with Eric and Matt Weisen on the call. Get a hold of us. Any number of ways you can do that. You can pick up the telephone and call us. You can drop us a note. You can go to our Facebook page. Be sure to like us on our Facebook page. You can send us an email, news@ncwlife.com, or you can go to our website at ncwlife.com and fill out the Contact Us form, and we'll get it. We love to hear from you, our viewers. We're going to take a break. When we come back, sports, the obscure holiday today in history, birthdays, a brand new opinion from Mike McNaughty. You've never seen it before. And an interview with Paul Atwood and the two Matildas. The Wenatchee High School All-District Musical Matilda has opening night tomorrow night. These conversations, you don't want to miss them. They're all coming up between now and 8 o'clock. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Sorrento's restaurant at Chelan Cellars provides a unique dining experience. The dining room provides a spectacular view of the Lake Chelan Valley. Lunch and dinner are served daily, and the weekend brunch is something that must be experienced and won't soon be forgotten. From the menu to the music, nothing is overlooked. At Sorrento's, you will always be impressed, especially when you discover how close and how affordable luxury can be. It's all within your reach at Sorrento's at Chelan Cellars.
Ho, ho, ho! Santa wants you to shop at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. They have a huge variety of fun Christmas items in their Christmas cottage. There's so much to choose from, and it changes day to day. Santas and snowmen, holiday dishes and decor, village pieces and ornaments. To add to your collection or start something new, you can't beat the prices. What's old is new again for you in the Christmas cottage at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. 21 minutes after the hour, let's talk sports. The high school state soccer playoffs have begun. In fact, they began last night for a couple of our local teams, the Wenatchee Panthers in Spokane, to take on the Gonzaga Prep Bullpups, first round of the state 4A tournament. Coach John Springer tells us that the ladies came out with great energy in the first half. They did surrender a goal right before halftime. Gonzaga Prep scored their second goal 6 minutes into the second half, added a third goal in the 60th minute. Coach Springer says he was proud of the Panthers, though. They never gave up. They did score their lone goal in the 78th minute. So Gonzaga Prep moves on to the quarterfinals with a 3-1 victory. Wenatchee's season comes to an end. To the state 1A tournament, Cascade had to go to overtime, but they beat Wahluke. Our very own Eric Granstrom was there and has the story.
Soccer was on the menu in the Apple Bowl under the lights last night as Cascade hosted the Wahluke Warriors. The Kodiaks got on the board first on a goal by senior forward Colby Hunt.
Well, the first goal, I just was like, I just got to put this in. Nothing went really through my mind. It just like open net. And then the PK, I missed mine the other night, so I was like, I got to make this, but it was good, yeah.
Her second goal came in the 36th minute when she was fouled on a cross in front of the 18. Hunt was able to convert on the penalty kick and give Cascade a 2-0 lead heading into the half. But Wahluke came out aggressive in the second half and quickly turned the momentum into its favor on a penalty kick in the 42nd minute that put Ana Andrade up for the direct kick. She made it, and the lead was cut in half. Another foul 5 minutes later gave the Warriors another penalty kick, and Jessica Macias would connect to tie the game up at 2-2. It would remain tied through the end of regulation, but it didn't take long in overtime for Cascade to put the game away when Alexa Rogers scored from 25 yards out.
We're all just like cutthroat. We just wanted to get it in the net because the last 3 games we've gone into PKs, and it's just, we always have to make it close. We always have to do this. But we just stuck together, we worked together, and we got it in the net. So
Rogers says her pregame made her feel confident she was going to find the back of the net eventually.
In my warm-ups, I was hitting them and I was getting them all in, and I was really excited, and all my coaches were like, oh, you're going to get this goal. And but throughout the game, I just kept either shanking them, or the keeper played a really good game. She saved a lot of them. But I just wanted to end it there, and I'm glad I did.
Rogers says she and her teammates have played together too long to have their goal of a state title not met in their final chance.
There was definitely some tears. I kind of broke down a little bit because it's just like, I don't know, all the seniors, we've grown up together. We've been playing since we were like, 5 years old, like on the same team with Glenn. And we want this so bad. We really want this.
Coach Glenn Stefanko said it was great to get the win, but a good learning lesson for his girls.
When you're able to be kind of a clinch player and you can make the ball go in the net when you're under pressure, that's a good sign. There's a lot of good things to take from that. The ball control in the middle of the field was really good. We were just forcing it and not being patient in finding the gaps and openings, and that has a lot to do with the excitement of the postseason game and the excitement of the crowds. So I'd say there's a lot of good things to take from it, a lot of ball control, a lot of movement, and a lot of lessons learned. And as long as we don't repeat some of those lessons, then I think we're in good shape. The teams that we're coming into next are pretty strong, Freeman and/or LaSalle. So as far as us being able to take something from this game and apply it to the next, there's going to be a lot of the lessons in the film day that we'll have in the next couple of days. So.
Cascade advances to the second round and will play the winner of tonight's game between Freeman and LaSalle. Reporting from Lee Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl, I'm Eric Granstrom for NCW Life Channel Sports.
Thank you, Eric. Of course, Eric's doing double duty. He'll be right back at it again tonight. He and Matt Wiseman will be calling all the action in the first round of the 4A girls tournament at Wildcat Stadium. Eastmont will be taking on the Meade Panthers. Kickoff at 6 o'clock. You can watch it right here on the NCAA Life channel following our evening news at 6:30. We now know the full football schedule for the weekend ahead for the state football playoffs. And it looks something like this. Of course, Wenatchee will be in Renton on Friday night at Memorial Stadium there. They'll take on Kennedy Catholic at 7 o'clock. Eastmont has a 2 o'clock kickoff Saturday afternoon. They'll be at Doc Harris Stadium against Camas. Cashmere will take on LaSalle Friday night at 7 in the State 1A tournament at Marquette Stadium in Yakima. Omak will host Colville Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock. The 2B tournament begins Friday night for Brewster. They'll be at Onalaska at 6 o'clock, and Lake Roosevelt will host Friday Harbor Saturday at noon. And finally, in the 1B tournament, Antioch will host Cusick at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. A lot of people want to know if we'll be able to televise either the Panthers or the Wildcats, their first-round playoff games. We will not be able to do so. Technical limitations, so sorry about that. Eric, though, will be in Renton on Friday, and he will be in Camas on Saturday. We'll have highlights and a complete wrap on this very program come Monday. Go Wildcats, go Panthers, and those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Wednesday. It's the 13th day of November, the obscure holiday of the day today. It's Sadie Hawkins Day. Started out as a joke. Of course, Sadie Hawkins was a character in the cartoon Little Abner, and Sadie Hawkins was, well, she was unmarried and her dad was worried about it, so he declared a Sadie Hawkins Day, and the whole idea behind this cartoon is that Sadie would chase the eligible bachelors in town until she finally caught herself a husband, and the idea in the world of Dogpatch, which is where Little Abner took place. Well, the comic strip became so popular that colleges and universities all over this country began to do their own Sadie Hawkins Days, specifically Sadie Hawkins dances, in which they'd have a big dance, and the girls would ask the guys to dance, and it kind of developed into the girls ask the guys out on dates. Because, women today are a lot more independent than their counterparts of all those years ago, and women are more apt to ask a guy out now than they used to be. But this is the day where you're supposed to, ladies, if there's somebody out there that you've had your eye on, you like them, and you think you might want to go out with them or at least get to know them better, it's your day, ladies, to ask the guy out on a date. So it's the girls ask guys out. And they still have Sadie Hawkins dances, I think, at local high schools. We had Tolos when I was in high school. It's Sadie Hawkins Day. So ladies, it's your turn to ask the guys out for a date today, if you, in fact, are so inclined. That's your obscure holiday. It's 28 minutes after the hour. Today in history, November 13th, 1843, 176 years ago. Mount Rainier is just gorgeous. But 176 years ago, Mount Rainier erupted. Just a little bitty one. Slight eruption. Just a little phew. That was it. But it's a friendly reminder that if you live in Renton, Sumner, Puyallup, Ording, Enumclaw, Kent, Auburn, if that baby goes, you're gone. I mean, that's it. They've done some studies. They consider Mount Rainier one of the 5 most dangerous volcanoes in the world. It is way overdue for another eruption. And keep in mind that Mount Rainier is twice the size of Mount St. Helens, and if Mount Rainier erupted with the same force of Mount St. Helens in May of 1980, they estimate about 80,000 people would die. Mount Rainier's just sitting there. It's ticking, and 176 years ago it had a little eruption, and if she goes, watch out. November 13th, 1851, 168 years ago, speaking of the Northwest, the Denny Party landed at Alki Point. They hung around for a couple of days and said, well, if we're going to establish a settlement, we can do better than Alki Point. So they moved to the other side of Elliott Bay, and eventually, of course, the Denny Party founded the city of Seattle. They landed at Alki Point before they moved basically across Elliott Bay to what is now, of course, downtown Seattle. Happened on this date, November 13th, 1851. Happy 92nd birthday to the Holland Tunnel. The Holland Tunnel opened to traffic. It was the first ever tunnel under the Hudson River. It connects New Jersey to New York City. The original toll, either direction, 50 cents. Now there's just one toll, and it's from New Jersey into New York City, and it costs you $15 to drive through the Holland Tunnel. It doesn't cost you anything to drive from New York City into New Jersey. Happy 92nd birthday to the engineering marvel that is the Holland Tunnel. The Montgomery bus boycott came to an end on this date 63 years ago today when the Supreme Court of the United States unanimously declared that Alabama's laws requiring segregated buses was unconstitutional. And with that, the Montgomery bus boycott came to an end. They didn't have to worry about that anymore. The Supreme Court had their back, as they did with almost all the civil rights cases back in the 50s and the 60s. And this is the 37th anniversary of the dedication of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. As many Vietnam veterans as they possibly could marched on this date to the Vietnam War Memorial, which was formally dedicated on November 13th, 1982. And finally, we got some birthdays for you. He was considered the greatest American actor of the 19th century. His name was Edwin Booth. Unfortunately, Edwin Booth, his biggest claim to fame now is his brother, John Wilkes Booth, shot Lincoln. But Edwin Booth was a big-time celebrity in his own right. He was born in the state in 1833 and died in 1893 at the age of 59. And ironically enough, Edwin Booth saved the life of Robert Todd Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln's son. Yes, Robert Todd Lincoln was waiting for a train in Washington, D.C. He fell between the platform and the railroad tracks. The train was coming. Edwin Booth grabbed Robert Todd Lincoln and was able to hoist him out before the train ran him over. Ironic, isn't it, that Edwin Booth, the brother of the man who shot Lincoln, saved the life of Lincoln's son. He was born in the state in 1833. Louis Brandeis, he was known as the People's Lawyer. He was the Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court from 1916 to 1939. One of my all-time favorite justices, was born in the state in 1856. Brandeis University in Louisville, Kentucky is named after him. The writings of Louis Brandeis is brilliant. Good stuff. He was born in the state in 1856. And when I think of professional cyclists from Estonia, as we all do, we all think of Cale Crete. Cale Crete celebrates a birthday today. He's a great bicycle racer from Estonia. He's everybody's favorite. Can't let this day go by. He's 36 years old today. Happy birthday, Cale Crete. All right, 32 minutes after the hour. We got a brand new opinion for you from Mad Dog Magnotti right around the corner. But first things first, Campbell's. Can't forget about the destination deal. If you're local, you live here in North Central Washington, and you want to go up to Lake Chelan when the crowds are gone and the tourists are gone, you want a nice, quiet, maybe even a romantic weekend, if you will. You just want to hang around with some friends, do some wine tasting, whatever. Campbell's has got a great deal for us locals. $95 a night. That's the starting rate. Rooms start at just $95 a night, only for locals through the month of November from our friends at Campbell's. And don't forget, if you're planning a big office party for the holidays or any kind of office gathering or party, then you want to have it at Campbell's, beautiful Campbell's at Lake Chelan. Get it booked now before they get booked up, especially Fridays and Saturdays. Campbell's, they've been in business for 118 years. They know what they're doing. Mike Manotti's opinion is next, and then we talk to Paul Atwood, the director of the musical Matilda, and the two Matildas, Celia Keys and Kate Berry. That's all coming up between now and 8 o'clock. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Highlander Grill and Golf Course is known as one of the finest wedding venues in the Wenatchee area. You do not have to be a member to come to Highlander. Highlander Golf Course offers a first-class backdrop for your wedding day. Our friendly professional staff will ensure your wedding and reception is picture perfect, from every moment leading up to the I do's to when the lights go down at the end of your reception. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
Travel enhances your life in every way. Let the travel professionals at Journey Travel and Tours help you plan that dream vacation. Don't leave the important details to those nameless, faceless online agencies. At Journey Travel and Tours, our goal is to build relationships that last a lifetime. And when you do need help, we have a 24-hour helpline that is routed to one of the agents in our office. When you think travel, think Journey Travel and Tours. It's where your journey begins. Like us on Facebook, and you could be one of our monthly winners.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee believes a clean home is a happy home. Mary Maids provides holiday cleaning services to cheer about. Don't let the seasonal cleaning ruin the festive fun. Mary Maids can simplify your life at a great value. It's never too soon to start planning a holiday perfect home. Mary Maids of Wenatchee happily offers a worry-free guarantee. Locally owned and operated, let Mary Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Call Mary Maids today.
Family means something in these parts. Family owned and operated means even more. At Rose Tractor, you're buying more than a product. You're buying years of knowledge through multiple generations. At Rose, we have the latest Cub Cadet snow throwers, single stage, 2-stage, and even 3-stage. We have Cub Cadet snow throwers that can tackle any job, large or small. Stop in and let our friendly staff help you find a snow thrower that's right for you. Rose Tractor, quality brands you can trust year after year.
My name is Anaisa Lemus, and I teach at John Newberry Elementary. I had a tooth in the front that was just always causing me problems. It was just happening so regularly. I went to go get a root canal done, and the root canal didn't help a whole lot because when it came back, both of my parents went to Dr. Divis's office. They really recommended him because he had done such a great job on their teeth. I went and really have had a really pleasant experience with him. He just made me feel really at ease with everything. He was really confident with what he was doing. He said, you know, this is one of his favorite parts of his job, which really made it easier for me because, you know, when you're really passionate about something, you know, they're going to do a good job. As a teacher, my students, you know, I'll tell them randomly sometimes, oh yeah, with my fake tooth, they're always so shocked. Like, what? It looks like your real tooth. And I'm really happy with the results now.
This is Dr. John Divis. Please call us today.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I go on Facebook every day, and since I have friends on all sides of the political spectrum, I see posts slamming Donald Trump, also vilifying liberal politicians, claims of misbehavior thrown at people on both sides of the political and partisan spectrum. But what I don't see is people on either side being willing to criticize those in their own party when such folks screw up. Now, what you never hear is something like this. Now, Trump is a pig when it comes to women, but he's doing good things for the economy. Or, I'm a Democrat, but it bothers me when leaders of my party display blatant intolerance of the opinions and situations of others. Now, this disingenuous on both sides only leads to the alienation of those of us who are unaligned. The ones who are really going to make a difference. This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
No calories, no sweeteners, all smiles. Bubbly, sparkling water. Crack a smile.
I'm Celia Keys and I'm playing Matilda. I'm Kate Berry and I'm playing Matilda. Oh, we're both playing Matilda. Where is Matilda being performed? The Wenatchee High School Auditorium. The dates are November 14th through 16th and 21st through 23rd with 2 matinees. You can buy your tickets at the Numerica Performing Arts Center today. Come see the amazing show, Matilda!
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It is the hottest ticket on the fall theater season. It is the Wenatchee School District's all-district musical. They do it every other year. On even-numbered years, it's just the high school kids getting together and putting on a show. But on odd-numbered years, like this is 2019. It is 2019, right, Paul?
Yes, it is.
On 2019, odd-numbered years, it's the whole district musical gets together and has a big party at the Wenatchee High School Auditorium. The man to my immediate left is no stranger to this program. Give it up for the director of Matilda, Mr. Paul Atwood.
Thank you.
You handsome son of a gun.
I just get better with age.
You do.
Time.
We went and saw you guys on Monday. Shot some
Yes.
footage of rehearsal. From what I've seen, from the number you were rehearsing on Monday, things are coming together real well.
It's coming along.
Yeah.
And well, Jennifer Devereaux, our choreographer, has been really working them hard. There's a lot of numbers, especially for the young core kids. You know, there's like 20 of them that I have to learn like 4 or 5 dance numbers, and so they've been working hard.
When you say young core, how young are the youngest cast
They're
members?
from middle school down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they have They have a sense of
Oh,
what's
there's
going on.
a couple high schoolers, but
Yeah.
but most of them are middle school and grade school.
And Jennifer's a taskmaster, but
Yes,
she makes it fun.
Oh yeah,
She makes it fun.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She works so well with those.
Yeah.
I have a great core of people that work, with me and put on these productions that are, people like, how you do it? Well, I have a bunch of fantastic people, and a couple of them are my producers, Beth Neer and Michelle Roswald.
Yep.
They're fantastic.
And they had been there. They have not missed a rehearsal yet. There were a lot of parents that were cheerleading in the audience as we observed the rehearsal.
Yeah.
Why Matilda? First of all, a brief plot synopsis of the show, and then why the decision to do Matilda as your all-district musical?
The brief synopsis is this gal that she has powers, and she doesn't belong basically with her family. They treat her really bad, and then she's befriended kind of by one of the teachers at her school, and it's a book by Roald Dahl. Okay. So you know how quirky and funny it is. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
sure.
James the Giant Peach, Matilda, and it's fun and it gets a lot of parables and things that work and in today's time that we totally but the main thing is the books. She's a bookworm and she loves reading all these books, which I love that theme through the whole story.
Is it a period piece? What's the time period?
It's like 70s,
Okay.
80s maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a cross between that.
Who made the decision to do this? Is it a group effort, or it's who decides we're going to do Matilda this year?
Well, usually Kelly and I and a couple of the producers from past will get together and see what are our options. And for the district musicals, we always like to get a show that we can incorporate a bunch of people. Yeah. The kids, they can try out from 2nd grade up to 12th grade, living in the Chelan district, and so we don't like to not cast anybody.
Yeah, I understand.
So we have about 178 actors, and then probably about another 20 or so working backstage.
So basically, if you're not afraid to be up on stage, and who's kidding who, it takes some guts, especially for an adolescent to go up on stage. If you're not afraid to go up there and you're good at taking direction, you're going to be cast one way or the other. You're going to be on stage at least for one number during the show.
And I like to typically do shows that I haven't done before.
Right.
And this one came out on Broadway probably about 5 years ago, maybe. And so now it's out. The royalties are available for schools and communities and stuff. So we got on it, and it'll be the first time in Central Washington that Matilda's performed here.
Wow.
So the premiere.
The title character, the main protagonist in this show, you have not just one Matilda, you have two.
Two.
Because?
Well,
you couldn't make up your mind?
I couldn't make up. They're both equally fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, our auditions, Kelly and I both were like just amazed. We're lucky to live in a community that has so much talent, and these little ones are just as talented. And I said, well, why don't we have two? We've done that in the past.
Yeah.
And it just gives them a better opportunity. More people, more kids that can show off their.
And it's the Matilda title character is a younger girl,
Yes.
and it's a challenging role.
Yeah.
And to dump all of that on one single lead could be problematic. I can see that for sure.
And these two gals that you're going to meet, Kate Berry and Celia Keys, they work so well together. They're like two peas in a pod. They're just fantastic, and they play off each other. And what will happen is they will. I think we start with Kate first on opening night, and then it'll be Celia and Kate, and then.
But when Kate's on stage in the title role, Celia's still on stage playing another role.
No,
and vice
she's
versa?
not.
No,
Nope.
okay.
Nope.
Just want to make sure on that.
That's such a. I mean, it's a huge role.
Yeah.
So
the choreography is fantastic.
Yes.
From what I was able to see.
Yeah.
A lot of singing, a lot of dancing, and a lot of energy.
Yes.
To this show, there's not a lot of the plot moves around very quickly, but the show is a show. I mean, it's got a lot of pizzazz to it.
Yeah, it's. I think it was nominated for best musical that year on Broadway and stuff. But yeah, it's a fast-pacing. Well, we like to do that too. I mean, there's no downtime.
Yeah.
Kelly, I mean, we're louder, faster, funnier, louder, faster, funnier, and because in today's time we are just bombarded with so much stuff that even just a little bit of downtime, people just get bored. When does this play over with? I think I'll turn on my phone.
As Paul mentioned, the second part of this thing, I'm going to interview both of the lead Matildas here in just a couple of minutes. But we don't want to short shrift any of the cast members.
No.
So taking the two Matildas out, because again, I'll be talking to them shortly.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the other cast members and the roles they play and how they move the plot along. So some of the cast members you want to stand out.
The two in the district musicals, sometimes we have like an adult mentor.
Right. You did the same thing with Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Chitty Bang Bang, and I think there's only been a couple of musicals that I didn't do that with. But Pam Cole always did that. My mentor, Pam Cole, who started the district musical. I was an adult mentor back in the day. And anyway, it's always just to kind of get a community member. And this one, David Williams plays Miss Trunchbull. And it's the funniest. When I saw the show over in Issaquah last December, all I could think of was David. I've worked with David many times, and it's a fun character. He just chooses a scene, and he's a teacher at Washington School.
Okay.
So it's he knows how to work well with kids and stuff, and he's gonna be funny. Oh boy, is he gonna be funny.
Matilda is the Wenatchee School District all-district musical. Opening night is the 12th of November? Is
No,
that correct?
14th, 15th,
Thank you.
16th.
Thank you.
And then the 21st, 22nd, 23rd.
23rd.
And there's 2 matinees.
Yeah.
And you get tickets down at the Performing Arts Center.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the show starts at 7 o'clock.
Good. Can't wait for it.
Oh, it's
I'm
gonna be
about
fun.
ready to interview the two Matildas. Any particular question you want me to ask them, Paul?
Who's their best director?
You got it.
Of all time.
You got it. Paul Atwood, the director of Matilda, the all-district musical. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be back with the two Matildas. Don't go anywhere.
Some jobs are a calling. They call on something higher, something deeper, and a commitment to country that never dies. At Gisa Credit Union, we help you support local veterans. With every purchase you make with a Gisa Local Heroes Affinity debit card, we make a donation to select veterans organizations. After all, we can never repay them, but we can do our best to help a little with the Gisa Veterans Affinity debit card.
Badger Mountain Brewing is proud to announce the grand opening of our new kitchen. Come try out our new menu featuring fabulous steaks, prime rib, gourmet burgers, and seafood grilled up by experienced meat master, Chef Galen Goodman. To complement your mouth-watering meal, Badger Mountain Brewing features 14 in-house crafted beers, an alcohol-free root beer infused with 11 different herbs and spices, 3 different ciders, and a great wine selection. Don't miss out on the best meats and the best brews down at Badger Mountain Brewing, located at 1 Orondo Avenue across the tracks from the Pybus Market.
You know, earlier when I said Matilda was the hottest ticket in town, I meant it because I went down to the New America Performing Arts Center. I bought 2 tickets, and I was holding them, second-degree burns on my fingertips. It's the hottest ticket in town. We just talked to Paul Atwood. Now the show really gets good because we have both Matildas here in our studio. We'll explain that in just a little bit. Ladies, introduce yourselves to our television family. You go first, please.
I'm Celia Keys, and I am in 7th grade. I'm Kate Berry, and I am in 4th grade.
And you're both playing Matilda. You play the same character.
Yes.
What's that like to, do you compare your performances with each other during the rehearsal? I gotta do better than she.
Oh yeah, I gotta do way better than her.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know.
So let's go back in time. They decided they're gonna do a show called Matilda, and you decided to try out. How did you decide I want to try out for this play?
Well,
you go first.
So I kind of found out that they were doing Matilda like in the spring, and then I was already listening to all of the songs and singing to them, and so I was just like, I really want to try out for this show. It'd be so much fun. Yeah.
Same deal for you. How did you find out about the role, and how did
Well,
you
I did know that Celia was gonna do it, so I kind of had to do it.
Oh, okay. Do you like your character, Matilda? Both of you. Do you like the person who you're playing?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because you gotta be a big reader. You both read a lot. Do you read a lot?
I'm more of a math person.
More of a math person. Okay, but you can play somebody who reads a lot on stage, and that's the important thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What books do you like to read?
Fantasy.
Yeah.
I guess.
You ever read the dictionary? It's got all the books in it. Okay. You haven't read the dictionary.
Well, we like to read Nicholas Nickleby, Oliver Twist, Jane Eyre, and a lot more books.
Do you girls, do you like each other? Do you like playing off each other?
Yeah.
You seem to be pretty good friends. You seem to be pretty good friends. Do you like the story? Do you like the story that you're going to tell to the audience?
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's Matilda, the head character, your character is kind of an outcast, kind of away from the maddening crowd, and yet that's the whole idea, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a really fun show too. We have like the dances are really fun. We have a lot of like cool swings and like surprises throughout the show.
Do you like Mrs. Devereaux as the choreographer?
Yes.
Yeah. Now this is the question that Mr. Atwood wanted me to ask. Okay, who's your favorite director?
Oh, I think Paul. I don't know.
Yeah, made up your mind yet? Yeah.
Paul.
Yeah,
I think it was from the last show I had. Is
Yeah.
Kelly gonna see this?
Yeah. Kelly's actually my favorite director too.
She's gonna. No, I mean Paul, but is Kelly gonna see this?
Oh yeah, Kelly's absolutely going to see this.
Paul's my favorite.
Yeah,
director.
there you go. Paul's your favorite
You know
director.
what I think about it? I don't really know. Is Kelly's gonna see this?
When you got, tell me how you found out you had the role. Did you guys have a huge party? Did you go to Dairy Queen and have ice cream? What did you do?
I just kind of got a text from her mom.
And said, "You're Matilda."
Yeah, and then I just went on my trampoline and called people. It was kind of, so I was like already like in my bed and it was like 10 o'clock or something, and my mom comes in, she's like, "We got the cast list," and my mom, I always ask her not to tell me. When I get a cast list back, I'm like, "No, don't tell me who I am, I want to know." And so I look and I'm like, "Yes," and I was just, I couldn't sleep at all, I was so excited.
Did you have any idea how hard work it is? Because it's hard work to do a show, isn't it? All the rehearsing, the dancing, learning the songs, learning where you're supposed to be on stage at any one time. It's hard work. Did you know that when you got there?
Yes, Mark.
Yeah. Was it hard? I mean, it's hard work, isn't it? Yeah. Are you nervous about the 14th? You have to take the lead on the first show, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and how you feeling?
A little nervous, but I think I can pull it together.
You get one more extra day to wait. How about you? Are you ready to go? Are you good to go?
Kind of.
If you could do
But I will be.
Okay. If you could do the show tomorrow, could you do the show tomorrow, or you still got some work to do?
Not yet.
You still got some work to do. When you're on stage in character, do you even know there's an audience out there? Because there's lights and things. Do you even know that there's people out there, or are you just so lost in your role that you kind of forget and you just start having fun?
Yeah, well, sometimes I kind of can't take my eyes off it. Yeah, you can like see all the people, and sometimes you know the people, but you're not really supposed to look them in the eyes, except for like certain parts in the show. So it's kind of hard, and you're like, But
do you people, friends of yours are going to be watching this on TV? Is there anybody particular that you want to say hi to? You can go first.
my family.
Okay.
Hello, family.
Do you have siblings? Do you have brothers and sisters?
Yes.
How many?
3. Parker, Elliot, and Ava.
Do you like them?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who? What do you?
3 siblings. I have a brother and 2 sisters.
Do you like them?
I don't know.
And
Tough to say.
And your favorite teacher is?
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
Yeah,
and your
Toby
favorite
Johnson.
teacher is your teacher?
Miss Weber.
Miss Weber.
But I would like to say, hi, Harper.
Hi, Harper.
And May and Ellie. Hello, Mira and Piper and Alexa and Helen and everyone. Oh, yeah, and everyone that I know. Hi.
And I'd like to say hi to my accountant. I will be paying my bill shortly. I mean it. I really mean it. Girls, it's so nice to meet you. I can't wait for the 14th. I can't wait to see you girls on stage. When you're on stage and you're not, are you going to watch the show?
No, I just get to chillax.
Yeah, you just get to chillax?
Yeah.
Who does closing night?
I also do closing night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations
And
on...
there's 2 matinees.
Do you think you want us to keep doing this? I mean, do you want to, 2 years from now when they do another all-district musical, are you in regardless of what it is?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And one more question. Do you like Mr. Atwood or not? We got to get this on the record.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Matilda is the all-district musical. Tickets are on sale right now. Anytime you want to get them, the Numerica Performing Arts Center box office. Check it out. Check out this great talent. I've seen the rehearsals. I'm really excited about seeing all this incredible talented kids. 170 kids involved in this production, plus backstage. Kudos to the volunteers. Kudos to the parents. Kudos to Paul. Have a great show. Girls, break a leg.
No, don't worry, we will.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. I hope we taped this in advance. I may be canceled by now. Who knows? We'll be right back.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Come see how very different you will feel in your Bullfrog Spa.
I'm Jake Carpenter, Vice President of Investor Relations for Equilus Group Incorporated and Equilus Capital Partners. We deliver solutions to challenges like how to use your retirement accounts to safely access income-producing real estate to avoid market risk, and how to defer capital gains tax without using a 1031 exchange. Discover your real estate and investment potential at Equilus. Call me today at 509-460-8700.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around North Central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special. And we're back here on this Wednesday edition of Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. As you can see behind me, cloudy and foggy, and that's pretty much the forecast from our friends at Patriot Plumbing and Heating. They'll give your home a hug. The National Weather Service says we're in for a continuing long period, with the exception of Friday and Tuesday, of clouds and fog and clouds and fog and fog and clouds and clouds and clouds. Patchy fog today. It burns off a little bit by about noonish. The one thing that's definitely going to be hanging around all day are the clouds. Sun's going to be tucked behind the gray sheets. We'll top off at about 44, a little bit cooler than yesterday. We hit 47 on Tuesday. Fog rolls right back in tonight. Lots of clouds, as you might imagine. 34 for the overnight low. Tomorrow, we do it all over again. Almost exactly the same thing. Some patchy fog burns off in the early afternoon hours. The clouds all day. High of about 47. No real rain in the forecast at all until we get to Thursday night, and even that, not much of a chance. It's a slight chance of some light rain on Thursday night. We wouldn't bet on it. 36 for the overnight low. Friday, slight chance of rain. About a 40% chance of rain in the morning. We will see some sun breaks, though. On Friday afternoon, they tell us, and we'll warm up a little bit too, with a high of 52 degrees. Friday night, lots of clouds, 36 for the overnight low. Here's your weekend. Saturday, cloudy, slight chance of some afternoon drizzle, just super light rain on Saturday. High of about 51 degrees. Saturday night, 30% chance of rain in the evening hours. Lots of clouds. We'll get down to 38. We wrap up the weekend on Sunday. Lots of clouds, about a 40% chance of rain. That's our best chance of measurable rain will be on Sunday. And we'll top off at 55. And by the way, for you folks in the Mid-Howe Valley, a friendly reminder, Saturday night into Sunday morning, you could get some light snow accumulations. It's not going to hang around very long, but up in the Mid-Howe Valley and even the foothills in and around the Lake Chelan area could get a little bit of light snow again Saturday night into Sunday morning. Tom Nees from Wenatchee Valley, my guest tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.